Over. Just got a bunch of snow down my shirt. Oh, that's cold. This is some really good structure in right here. See the one that comes across? And there's the X in the background, but where this one comes across, you'll see it's a perfect fork. But then you'll see where they bring it to the exact point where a bunch come in. See where they bent a bunch in? Even down to here, the one that kicks down, all these come to that exact point. Absolutely, they're structured. Then you have the symmetrical triangle down there. Look at that X. How cool is that? And then you get these uprooted cedar trees, and there's big old holes down in there. You see where the rabbit tracks come into it. Look at that. It's just crazy. And all this is just jam-packed full of trees right here. You see how there's a big mound right here? I could climb. There's a hole that goes down in here, but that'll be all wide open under there. This was a hard one. I don't think I could fit in that one. It's like right in here. It's just crazy. You can't even get through that. See, here's a hidden hole. It'll be huge in there. You know, Is it possible they might be in there? Maybe. I don't want to climb in and find out. Here's another big old den right here. And probably bears like these too, I'm sure. I mean, this one, see how big it is? It goes way back here, like way back there. So this one will probably be, if I had to guess, 10 feet long inside that. I'm sure I could stand up, or not stand up, but I could kneel in there. Another one back here. Right there. There's a big old hole that goes under a root system. I've seen evidence to where I think they use them sometimes and go into them. One of these I could literally almost stand up in. It was huge. It was about 15 feet long. A big old room underneath a root system. And I climbed into it. But on the outside where the entry was, there was a perfect star structure. Like 4 or 5 sticks put together to make a star structure where the door was. And I went in there. And there was like pine nuts and things in there on the floor part. So I don't know, something was in there eating. Could have been a squirrel, who knows, but I found it really weird that there was a perfect star structure right at the door of it. Here's another perfect symmetrical triangle right there. There's a bunch of rabbits in here. These are rabbit trails. And deer. And deer. And I'm sure there's probably bobcats and timber wolf. Look at that X. The coolest. This is definitely right up there with the neatest place I've ever been in, but the coolest one I ever went into, I found it because I had a brisk iced tea bottle and a candle taken out of my truck, which I didn't know it went missing. And every time I'd get out of my truck, I'd tell them they could have whatever they wanted in it. You know, if they wanted to take something, they could take it. And then I'd say, even if you want to take my truck and drive it, I'll let you. And well, I went in the woods. It was a lot like this. I found structures, took pictures, left gifts. I got back to the dirt road and there was a pile of poop on the dirt road and like a big pea spot in front of it. And the poop was like hundreds of tiny roots and it looked like hair. Really stinky. And on the other side where I didn't go in the woods of the road, there was a bunch of bent over brush, so I walked up to it. And behind that bent brush, there's an open spot, and there's my brisk iced tea bottle and candle that come out of my truck. The candle I took out of a camper. because I worked at my brother's camper shop, and he'd get campers in to fix up and resell. Well, it came out of a camper, and I was going to bring it home to my wife, and well, it got taken out of my truck. So that blew my mind. I found, when I got back to the truck, I found like a big thumbprint or some fingerprint of something that was underneath my door handle. And you could see all the fingerprints on it, but they're way bigger than a human's. And where I had parked, you know, it was springtime, so there's still snow. So where I pulled off the road was about 20 yards, 15, 20 yards to the dirt road. And that was all melted off. And then it was another about 15, 20 yards to the tree line. And it was all snow where I had parked between the road. It's like, say, 20 yards. And to the tree line, before the tree's 20 yards, it was like wide open and there wasn't one footprint. So, you know, I think they can jump that far. I really do. A couple days later, I went to reach in my side pouch for something, and there's a perfect Y stick in there, and it was from a pine tree. It was all dry, and it was broke off on all three sides, like freshly broke off, and it was just a Y stick that was in my side pouch. So I think it left it as a return gift, or, you know, or a thank you, or, you know, I heard some people say it means friend. If they leave you Ys, it means like they accept you as a friend, but I don't know. I lost one of my hatchets in here somewhere. I set it down to take pictures and I forgot to grab it. I could never find it again. Some of the structures in here are amazing. The one I took pictures of, which I think was somewhere that way, looked like a cathedral type thing. It was just a huge structure. Look at this one, right? Here's a little X. But then this right here. See, it comes right by it. It actually crosses where these two meet. So it crosses right at that point. And then it does kind of a half moon shape. Here, I'll see if I can get a picture of it. Maybe not. Yeah, now see in the background where that X and that one that stands out all crosses perfectly. And the one here and that one come to a point. Here's like a sideways teepee. It's a big one. But this angle and everything, you'll see that a lot where they'll bring a bunch up into an exact points. Well, I gotta save my battery. Bye, guys.